Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for a movie that I wanted to see back in the day. It's a cover I used to see all the time at Hollywood video rentals back in the day. And I always wanted to check it out. It's a movie called Feardotcom from 2002, and I have the disc by itself right here. Pretty cool looking disc, man. Not too shabby. But the cover was always kind of unique, like I used for my thumbnail. I always thought that poster just rocked, man. It looked fucking cool. And I expected going into it, now that I had found a copy, a couple of years ago, I had it sitting in my collection, I decided to watch it about 2 weeks ago. And I wasn't going to review it for the channel, I decided to go ahead and do that, so here you are, motherfuckers. Fear.com is a 2002 low-budget horror film. I went into it knowing it was low-budget, and I remember my mom went with somebody, back when I was a kid, a friend of hers or a friend from work or something, to see the movie, and I remember her saying it wasn't very good. And the poster just looked too good. I wanted to check it out. I finally did here. And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, to be honest with you. What is the film about? Well, this was at the rise of the internet. This was like the real rise of the internet. When people like my family had the internet finally, like around 2002, 3, somewhere in there, before my parents split up and so on and so on. We had the internet, our first computer, and you had the stories already, the urban legends of the dark web, and none of us knew if it was true or not, but we assumed it was. And this film kind of centers on that. There's basically a website that a detective played by Stephen Dorff, of all people, from Blade, the bad guy from Blade. He's awesome. I love Stephen Dorff. Gives a solid, decent performance here for what he can do with a bad movie and a bad script. And the director, by the way, is the guy who did the Haunting of Hill House. Is that what it is? Return to Haunted Hill? Some shit like that from 1999. It's a remake, I think. Anyway, so you have some talent here. And I was expecting more out of the movie than what I got, but basically, there's a website on like a dark web type of website that may or may not be involving, killing people on camera for the internet. And essentially, as soon as a user logs into this particular website, within 48 hours, they die. And there's about 3 or 4 bodies that are found almost from the get-go. Usually when we see those people die, there's some horrible CGI involved and basically no practical effects involved almost ever. And our main character detective, Mr. Stephen Dorff, has to team up with like a Department of Health chick. Some kind of shit like that, some department that's not even like really a cop job. She comes in, she almost takes over the movie, working with Stephen Dorff to kind of, I guess, detective their way around this website and whatever. And it becomes more on the supernatural side. I think the trailers gave this away back in the day. It's kind of fucking stupid, and it's kind of fucking goofy. By the end of it, there's a lot of things that really don't make any sense. It's a big, dumb, low-budget horror movie that's also not as big as it should be, but even if it had a bigger budget, it wouldn't survive out there. The fact that this got a theatrical release at one point in time, and a lot of other movies don't now, says volumes about Hollywood. It says volumes about the horror genre in 2002, or the 2000s in general, for that matter. It's rough. It's really rough. It's a rough watch. Would you believe me if I told you this movie is like an hour and 50 minutes too? It's not even an hour and a half with some fucking mercy. You know, it's like an hour and 50 minutes, and it has like this punk rock soundtrack, but not like soundtrack with like The Cure or like Nine Inch Nails or anything like that in it. It's just fucking crap the whole time. Rhythms and stuff that they made with some guitars and some drums that are supposed to seem kind of more badass than what the movie actually entails, with the horrible writing, the horrible performances. The main chick in this film that works beside Mr. Stephen Dorff, she's bad. She has some bad script to work with, but she's bad in general. The threat in the film, the supernatural threat with this website, really doesn't make sense in context of the end of the movie. That's a big problem too. Fear.com, I expected more out of it. I was hoping for more with it, but dude, at the end of the day, this is going right over there in the Goodwill box alongside fucking Dragonfly from the same year with Kevin Costner, because I won't watch this shit ever again, despite my wants to have enjoyed it. After all these years of having it, wanting to get around and check it out, it seemed like that almost forbidden movie that I wanted to see and never got around to it, and, well, here I am. I wish I had never seen this fucking crap. Anyway, if I'm being honest with you, if I'm rating this on a 5-star basis, I'm probably going to give it about a 1 out of 5 stars. There's really nothing redeeming about it. Even though the look of the movie is not the most horrific thing I've ever seen, including at the time in 2002, personally, stylistically, aesthetically, I think I like this more than I liked Dragonfly from Kevin Costner from the same year, which was also directed by the guy who did Ace Ventura: Pet Detective and Nutty Professor with Eddie Smith. Fucking Eddie, why am I blanking out on the guy's name? Eddie Murphy, excuse me. Where did I get Eddie Smith from? Anyway, Fear.com, horrible movie. Do not waste your time, your money, none of it to watch this piece of shit. Anyway, it's advertised on IMDb to be saying it's streaming on Screambox. I don't know about Screambox, never used it. If you see this on there, don't watch it. Just don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, okay? There's a reason this has under a 5-star rating on IMDb. It's horrible. Not the worst movie I've ever seen. I've seen way worse, but it's awful. Anyway, 1 out of 5 stars, like I said. Do you like Fear.com if you have seen it? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the movie, on my channel, all of that down below too. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all, and goodbye.